What's up, guys? Nolan here, and tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern U.S. time, we'll be getting a stream from the creative director of Steel Laika, Felix, aka FLX, over on Twitch, where he's going to cover some new campaign content for release and answer some questions about Broken Arrow. If you've been keeping an eye on the game, then you would have noticed a few videos and articles popping up across the internet by seemingly a random array of games journalists who clicked buttons on the screen in the campaign for a few minutes, then wrote a short article about it or just posted the gameplay. Almost all being completely useless to us as true fans, as these idiots had really no idea what they were doing. One guy didn't even realize you could call in reinforcements. He never even clicked the top left tab there, which is, you know, still useful information for the new user experience, which I think still needs a lot of work. While the IGN guy didn't know there was even multiplayer tests, let alone two very successful ones, along with all of the units from those tests. He thought the campaign units were all that were in the game, and a lot of the video was him hoping for stuff that we've already actually seen. It's already in the game. So normal on par stuff for IGN there. But hopefully it will help get the word out a bit better for people who somehow haven't heard about this game yet, who are in this sphere. So tomorrow, I assume they'll play the campaign, the bits that the quote-unquote games journalists were given, and hopefully talk a bit more about what's coming up. In case you forgot, Broken Arrow is supposed to be releasing in June, aka 3 to 4 months from now. Given the state of the game during the previous test 4 months ago, I just hope that we'll be getting at least one more test, if not two, in that time, and we'll see if they end up delaying the game again. The reason I ask for these tests, beyond the obvious testing to make sure the game works as intended, would be for balance of the specs that we haven't seen yet. Over on the Patreon, we've been teased with pictures of several secret squirrel-themed units, leaning on the assumption that we'll be getting some kind of special operations spec of some kind as the United States, as we've seen loads of special operations units, while only the Army Snipers and MARSOC/Marine Raiders have gotten for the US with that Marine deck. The list is pretty significant here. We've been teased Green Berets, the Stealth Blackhawk, the Nighthawk, the Raptor, the B2, loads of Rangers with Strikers. There's clearly going to be some kind of special operations thing going on here. We'll just have to wait and see what specifically. And we've seen very little for Russia, but that's just recently. It's easy to forget that we've actually had a trailer for a full Russian spec that has yet to be added in the Motostrelki spec. There's also the more advanced AA and artillery units from Russia, as well as the naval units for both sides still missing. Wondering if there will be several more specs than intended between special operations, air forces, and naval forces, but we'll have to wait and see. Honestly, I could see them delaying this even further, but if they get another test out to us, then at least we'll get a bit more time in game, and I think it will be really good for the game in the long run. On the cheater side of things, it's actually, hopefully they can test some things for it, but it's actually a good idea to not put the anti-cheat in an early test, because then it just gives the people that want to cheat or people that want to develop the cheats for this game more time to be able to figure it out. So maybe they can like switch it up, maybe they can get something cheaper, just surface level, try and deny people from getting in just for the test, something cheap, something cheap from both the money and from the dev perspective, and then obviously they're going to be developing something real for the release, but we'll see what they end up doing with that. But we really need to be able to balance this stuff, and not just the new stuff, but the old stuff. A lot of you guys in the comments who have clearly only played a few games or played in team stacks have no idea how unbalanced it was last test, and there's some big gaps in the gameplay that could use significant attention. More on that stuff in another video, though. For now, we wait until tomorrow. If anything big pops up, expect to see it here, as well as on Discord or my Twitter, all linked below. Follow for more. Check out my recent gameplay here. I've got a bunch of games I've been posting recently. I'll stream when I can, so follow there too. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.